This episode of Summed Up True Crime is about the West Memphis Three. On May 1993, three 8-year-old boys, Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers, were reported missing in West Memphis, Arkansas. Their bodies were found the next day in a drainage ditch in a wooded area called Robin Hood Hills. They were definitely in bad condition. They were noted to have been brutally murdered, but there was a lack of clear evidence that led to panic and speculation that involved, as normal for the time, satanic panic ritual involvement. The accused were three teenagers, Damian Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly Jr. They were arrested and charged with the murders. The case against them relied heavily on coerced confessions. One of these boys, Miskelly, was known to have had a lower IQ, and he was interrogated for hours, and they believe he was pushed into it. The boys' interest into heavy metal music and just being different than everybody in their town really drew attention to them and kind of stuck to that satanic panic narrative. They were found guilty on 1994. Eccles himself was given the death penalty, and Baldwin and Miskelly were sentenced to life in prison. Later, due to a lack of physical evidence and police misconduct, and also what was known to be found as juror bias against the kids, things started to get looked into. They also received new DNA testing in 2007, which revealed none of the genetic material at the crime scene matched any of these three teenagers. In 2011, they ultimately agreed to an Alford plea, which is basically like saying, we're innocent, but we understand that it's impossible or people are unwilling to see it, and so we will basically agree to disagree. And ultimately, the other two agreed to do it to save Eccles' life. Otherwise, he was set to be killed by the state. It remains a perfect, powerful example of wrongful conviction and how media and others can influence people's perceptions of events. Unfortunately, there were others who were suspected of the crimes that were never really looked into, and at this point, mostly are believed to have passed away or have, just been lost to time. Even an incident where a man walked into a restaurant in a place covered in blood near the incident, and nobody checked into him. Interesting case.